Okay, hi everyone. I'm Senora Whitaker, and I'm just here to kind of explain to you what to expect on the Apple test and some of like the ins and outs to be really successful. So, if you'll just bear with me for a little while, I'm going to walk you through some exactly of what you need to know and hopefully give you some tips to make this be a successful experience for you. So everyone in Spanish 1 from 7th grade all the way through seniors in high school in Spanish 4 are going to take the Apple test as their final assessment for the final exam grade. So some of you are going, what is the Apple test? I've never taken it before. The Apple test is a national exam that it consists of 4 parts. And it's a proficiency-based test, which means it literally is just testing your ability to perform at the different levels in your speaking, writing, reading, and listening. So there's 4 different parts of the test. We're going to take the test over 4 days during your regularly scheduled class time, and that's going to generate a score for you, which will be your score for your final exam grade. Now, some of you are asking, is there some way that I can study for this test? Really, no. So this test is not something you can cram for. It's not a factual-based test. What it is it's testing your ability to read and write and speak and listen in Spanish. So whatever level you're at is where you're going to be at. It's not something that you can cram beforehand to try to even that out. I'm not saying you can't look over your material from the year thus far, but really, based on all the work you've done to prepare yourself this entire semester and all your study of Spanish, that's where the grade's going to come from. And your teachers are going to talk to you individually about whatever grade you or whatever proficiency level you've set out for your class and your specific level and how that interprets to a grade on the final exam. What I can tell you is that you will be generated a score report, and an example score report went home to both you and your parents in the email explaining the Apple test. And on that score report, you'll notice that there are 4 separate scores. So, just based on whatever numeric grade each of those proficiency levels indicate, you'll get an average, which will end up being reported for your final exam grade. Like I said, if you have specific questions, your teachers should be able to answer that for you. Insofar as just kind of the technical details of the test, your teachers will also be able to tell you when you're going to be taking it. We have some classes starting as early as Wednesday, the 30th of November, taking it, and we have the last class finishing on the 13th of December. So it's a test that's spanning about 10 days of school, and that's just because we have a lot of students, hundreds in fact, that we have to get through the lab to take this test. So what do you need to have for the test? You are going to be going to your designated testing area, which your teacher will let you know. It'll either be room 1049 or the computer lab. And you're going to sit down at a table, and you're going to follow the login information that Mr. Dittmer will have put out. He'll have a username and a password to log into the computer. It's really important that you use the username and password that Mr. Dittmer has set out for everyone to use for the test, because there's certain settings that have to be required from the login in order to be able to access the test correctly. So the first thing you'll do, like I said, you'll sit down and you'll log in using the username and password. The username will probably be something like Apple, and then he'll make a password. Once you're there, you're going to go to the desktop, and there will be a shortcut to the testing website, which you'll click on. And don't worry, your teacher's going to be in the room to help you click on that website. But you'll click on the link, and once you're there, you're going to use your individual login, which you will be given, to access your test. So your teacher will designate what test you're taking on which day. Like I said, there are 4. The speaking portion requires the use of microphones, special microphones that we only have 14 of. And so those microphones will be used for the speaking portion. And so if you're one of those people that's using the special microphone on that given day, you'll be doing the speaking portion, and then everyone else will be doing a different portion of the test. It doesn't matter what day you take which test, other than that you have to follow your teacher's instructions so that we make sure everyone can take each test. But the test can be taken in whatever order your teacher specifies, and you'll have, like I said, more information about what tests you're taking which day from your teacher. As far as your login information to the individual testing website, you're going to get a label printed off that has your username and password for logging into your test. It's very important that you stick that label on something that you're going to have with you each day for the test so that you can re-log in under your same account. Do not lose that label. That's very important. We'll give it to you the first day of testing, and actually we'll probably even give it to you today as you're watching this video. And so you'll have what you need. And like I said, make sure you put that on something, whether it's an agenda book or just a notebook card that you're going to keep in your Spanish binder and have with you. The label is the only thing you're going to need to take the test. You don't need to bring a pencil or paper or anything like that. Bring the label. I would recommend that you bring a set of headphones, earbuds that you're comfortable with, especially for the reading and the listening and the writing portions. You'll use the special headphones for speaking, but if you're more comfortable and you want to have your own or a backup pair, I would recommend you bringing a pair of headphones to be able to complete the other portions of the test as you do. So headphones and your label. Once you're logged into the testing website, you're going to click on the portion of the test that we are working on for that day. Like I said, your teacher will have that information for you. And you're just going to follow the directions and go through. There are 3 videos on the AAPPL website, which your teacher is going to lead you through today, either by posting them on Edmodo for you to look at during class or showing them to the class as a whole. But we are going to ask that you watch those 3 videos prior to taking the test so that you know the best way to sort of answer the questions, what the test is looking for, and kind of where you should aim to be with that. A few comments that I have just from my past experience. So on the interpersonal listening and speaking, which is the part of the test that people seem to be scared of, I think it's the fun part. But it's where you're being asked questions and you're being asked to respond. Just a few tips with the microphone. You don't want it touching your mouth. They are over the ear headphones with the microphone. Don't let it touch your mouth, but keep it a safe distance away. And as you're doing kind of the system check before you start the test, make sure you can hear yourself well and that it's clear. It's imperative that the graders are able to hear what you're saying. So you want to speak slowly and clearly and enunciate, using your best Spanish pronunciation, obviously. With that as well, when you're speaking, you want to make sure that it gives you your 1 minute to give your answer. So if they ask you, what's your favorite color, and you only take 2 seconds to answer, just remember that's going to be at a lower proficiency level. So if it were me taking the test, I would be giving as much information as I could within that 1 minute time frame. Just remember, you want to shoot for your proficiency goal. So if you're shooting for the intermediate low proficiency level, that's more than 1 sentence. It's got to be a string of sentences put together in an answer. So just remember it from that perspective. It's not about how quickly you can get done. It's about showing off what you know. You want to take each question as an opportunity to speak as much as you know about that topic, and that will yield you the best score. As far as the writing portion of the test goes, it's our hope that we can have the computer set up with Spanish as the language so that we don't have a problem with the special characters. However, what I'm planning on doing now is having a list of alternate character codes that you can type in to get the different characters that you need as far as accents and those things are concerned. So there will be an alternate character code list posted next to each of the computers. Where literally all you have to do is click Alt on your keyboard and hold it down and then type in the 4-digit numerical code, and the right character should pop up on your screen. Like I said, Mr. Dittmer's working to make try to make sure that we don't have to use the long way, but that's the long way and that's how we're going to plan on doing it for now. Also with the writing, same sort of thing. Whatever question is asked of you, you want to make sure that you answer it to your fullest capability and think of it as an opportunity to show off what you know. Remember, it's all what's in your head, so you will not be using the dictionary or anything like that on this test. It's all what you know. If you don't know how to say a specific word, write around it. So maybe you don't know how to say apple, but you could call it the round red fruit. Things like that. So you just want to make sure that you're using as much vocabulary as you can to say as much as you can about whatever the topic is. As far as the reading and the listening, you just want to make sure that you're listening carefully and that you're reading closely just like you do in every class. But the videos that your teacher is going to show you in class from the AAPPL website today will also have some more kind of tips on how you want to do that. I think that's pretty much everything we've talked about. So you'll go straight to your designated testing room on the days of testing. You won't come to your classroom first. And then, like I said, you're going to log in with the Apple username and whatever password Mr. Dittmer posts. They'll be next to your computer. Also, those alt character keys will be next to your computer for your information. You'll have the label, which you'll be given today in class. Make sure you put that somewhere where you'll have it, and so that you don't lose it, and you can log in each day on your actual client website to take the test. And really, I just don't want this to be something that you're nervous about. I know it's a final exam, but really think of it as an opportunity to show what you know. It's not a right or wrong, yes or no question or type of test. So even if you don't know the answer to the question, try to speak or write as much as you do about anything related to that topic, and you'll get some credit. So that's the important thing to remember, is this is a holistic proficiency test, not just a right or wrong kind of multiple choice thing. So I'm really excited to see how you guys do. If you have any questions, please let Mr. Lang, Ms. Grimes, or myself know. If your teacher is not able to answer the question for you, then they will certainly seek out the answer from myself or from Mr. Weiss or Mr. Dittmer. But it's going to be great, and so you're gonna do awesome. Right now, what I want you to do is to make sure your teacher passes out those labels to you, and then as a class, you're going to watch the 3 different videos on the AAPPL website, and then your teacher is going to give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you might have about the actual testing procedure. Best of luck, buena suerte. You're all going to do great, and yeah, look forward to your AAPPL test.